invited to do a TED Talks, and I was pretty excited about that. It's very nerve-wracking to do one of those. You have to do it perfect, and everybody's really nervous when they do it. But I was praying about what I should talk about because I don't feel like I'm really that smart to do one of those. But I all of a sudden I just kept thinking about the theme in my life was freedom, and the theme that I kept exploring in my head was freedom. You know, I used to think that when you love somebody, you trap them. That's what you do. You know, if somebody's not trying to trap me, you must not love me. You know, I don't want to trap you. Of course I want to trap somebody. But when I realized later on, after having been through a whole lot of pain and heartbreak in my romantic life, that love actually honors your freedom. And that when I thought I was loving somebody, I was actually just being very selfish. I didn't realize that. Love actually honors your freedom. And I think that's really profound. I'm glad I figured that out before I met Josh, for his sake. I mean, I'm still learning. It's a process to rewire your whole brain. But the idea is that, you know, we look at the world and we wonder about all these things that happen and why people make the choices that they do, and if there's a good God, how. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that God actually honors your freedom. He honors your freedom. Because if you have a hateful choice next to a loving choice, and you have every right to choose the hateful one, it's no merit if you don't have that choice when you choose the loving one. It's when you have the choice to do the wrong and you do the right that it's actually, you know, it's genuine. It's not when everything's perfect and everything went right that I know Josh loves me. It's when everything is really hard. And I did the worst thing I can imagine. I said the worst thing I can think of. And he looks at me and he says, you know what, I forgive you and I'm not going anywhere. We're going to work through this. That's when I know when he has every right to look at me and reject me, and he loves me instead. That's when I know that he loves me. And so we have to have the freedom to do the wrong thing in order for the right thing to make any difference or to be genuine. And so God honors our freedom. And I remember that story of the prodigal son in the Bible where Jesus talks about the son who took all of the father's money and left and ran away and spent it all on wild living. And he's like eating pig's food, or wanting to eat pig's food. And he's like, I should just go back to my dad's house and ask if I can work for him. I know I'm not worthy to be his son, but maybe he'll let me work for him because I'll make enough money to feed myself. At least I'll eat. And so he goes back and he's rehearsing his speech. I don't deserve to be your son. I don't deserve to be your son. But at least I can. And he's thinking about all these things, and his dad is like standing there and sees him on the horizon. And he just breaks out running. And his kid is filthy. And he's like, my son was dead and he's alive again. He's like, go and we're going to have a party. Go get the best robe and put it on him. Bring him in because we're going to celebrate. Because he's here. This is my son. And he's like, Dad, I'm not worthy to be his father's son. He's like, what are you talking about? You're my son. You're dead and you're alive. We're having a party. You're home. And that's just beautiful to me, that God honors our freedom and lets us go. But he's always waiting with our freedom to come back into his arms and be loved. The song's called Run to You. Tell me I'm the one holding you back. Something about how far we're off track. All I hear is your heartbeat loud and strong. And I just want to wrap you in my arms. But I'll let you go. That's what you want, but I hope you know my love won't stop. You say it's not true, and you call me a fool, but call out my name, I'll run to you. dribbling in her